What's up, everyone? Welcome back to week 9 of Winning Picks Weekly. I'm your host, John Meleka. As always, I'm joined by my buddy, my co-host, my pal, the Greg Albert, our home video producer for Knicks, Jets, etc., and of course, my co-host for Winning Picks Weekly. What's up, Greg?
What's going on, man? How's everything going?
A little trouble with your mic?
Yeah, just a little last minute adjustment. I'm ready for week 9, though. Had a kind of a down week last week, but that's all right. We have ups, we have downs. We stick with it. Try to get to 55% on the year. And
you were
2-1 on
7-8
best bets again. I love it.
Yeah, you were 7-8 on the week. I was 10-5, but again, rolling with those 2-1 best bets.
Big week.
Let's talk a little bit about last week, real quick, just a minute or
Sure.
two. We had, the Mike White game.
Incredible. As Jet fans, it was incredible.
That was my hold your nose pick. Your hold your nose pick was the Saints. That also hit.
Both outright winners.
Our hold your nose picks have been unbelievable. I know we say best bets, but just pay attention. And we've been obviously pretty good on those. But the hold your nose picks, man, they've just been unbelievable. Which means obviously this week they're gonna lose. So start at week 10. Start paying attention to those. But of course, we can't leave week 8 without talking about the Hall of Famer Mike White with the Jets, but also the undefeated Dallas Cowboys, man, against the spread. For our purposes, the Dallas Cowboys are undefeated. We don't care about the regular record here.
Yeah.
And I'll give you, this last one, besides the fact that Detroit stinks. We both took them like idiots.
Yeah.
Indy was a loss for both of us, but they lost in overtime, so that's not too big of a deal. Also, my best bet, that's the only one that lost for me. So not that big of a deal. I finally hopped on the Buffalo double-digit bandwagon.
Yeah. I'm glad you joined us. It's been great.
And that hit.
I can't kick Chicago no matter how many times I say it. I keep betting them. I keep losing. I don't know what it is.
I'm still rolling good on losing Eagles bets. So that's good. And I think I'm fine. I promise you, Greg, I promise you, and we're gonna get into it this week. I promise you I was gonna concede the Kansas City. Because I feel like I was only taking Kansas City at this point just to spite you.
Been screaming from the rooftops. Been trying to tell everyone for weeks.
On my own, I'm taking the Giants. But for the purposes of Winning Picks Weekly, I have to just bet against you. All right.
Yeah.
But I was gonna hop off. But of course, the big news this week, actually, let's get into it. Even though it's a 4:00 game, let's get right into it, man. The big news this week is your Kansas City Chiefs are playing against Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be the matchup of the week. We thought we finally kicked COVID with Devontae Adams out last week. We thought and Lazard, we thought we got it out of the building. Unfortunately, seems like Aaron Rodgers is not quite unvaccinated, maybe a little bit immunized.
Must have been a miscommunication.
Yeah, between him and us.
What an idiot.
So unfortunately for us as football fans, it has downgraded what was supposed to be obviously the game of the week, but candidate for game of the year. So let's just start right there, man. And the line moved all the way to basically a pick 'em at the moment. So we got Green Bay at Kansas City, and I don't know about the fans out there, Greg, but I have to know for myself. I mean, what are you're in the I hate Kansas City, bet against Kansas City, and that's been cashing. But on the other hand, are you betting on Jordan Love? What do you got?
Well, this is like we say, follow us again, follow us on Twitter, Winning the letter P Weekly. That's us on Twitter, Knicks, Jets, etc. is the main podcast that you guys do every week, which is awesome. But we have our own Twitter account where we tweet out material changes, and this would be a material change on Sunday if we found something like this out. So I'm not betting on Jordan Love. I'm not betting on Green Bay this week. This is, I think, the first time this year, maybe, I'm taking Kansas City. Like you said, it's a pick 'em -1, something like that.
This is the first time this year.
First time quarterback on the road in Kansas City. It's going to be loud. It's starting to get a little cold out there. Green Bay hasn't looked, great. I think at their skill possessions and at their offensive line, I think it's really been a lot on Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
He was out 2 or 3 wide receivers last week. And then all of a sudden, he's he's just unbelievable. So when you take him out of the mix, I don't think that Aaron Jones has been banged up all year. Who's the other running back there? He's looked pretty good. AJ Dillon. He's looked pretty good. Yeah, but I think Kansas City, if they're healthy, I think they're going to be a little too much, especially being the home team, maybe catching a point, maybe giving a point, maybe it's even. I don't really know what it's going to be come Sunday, but yeah, we're starting off at the 4:00 because it's such a crazy twist because I have been against Kansas City every single week. And this was Green Bay was going to be a best bet for me no matter what the spread was because Kansas City is just that bad. But I think Kansas City, because it's a pick 'em, I think Kansas City finds a way to win against the backup quarterback.
Yeah,
I think they get the job done this week.
Kansas City has to beat Jordan Love, and this is one of the 3-4 o'clock games.
Over.
Oh yeah, the playoffs are done.
Yeah,
and you hit your future right for the alternate under.
I might need 2 more losses.
Okay, all right. So we're still working on that, but honestly, since we're in the 4:00 window, and since we're here talking about future bets, let's just jump right into Arizona, man. Arizona, one of you had the Kyler Murray MVP bet in there.
Yep.
We had the Cardinals division bet, which is still shaky with the Rams in there, right? Like our luck, right? It's still a little shaky, but it's still looking okay. We got Arizona at San Francisco. San Francisco, I see here +2.5.
Yeah.
Looks like Arizona has COVID too. So you're speaking of material changes.
Yeah.
Who AJ Green has COVID just at the moment. We don't know what else is going on over there.
Yeah, for Arizona. Yep.
There's some rumors that Kyler Murray might be a little bit hurt.
I don't know if you were watching the end of that game. Like right at the end, he threw the pass to AJ Green, who was not paying attention at all, and got rolled up on his legs. So it's like his legs are arguably the most important part of his game, and that was tough to watch, especially for MVP. Future bettors on them. We have them to win the division. I have them to make the playoffs. Like I have them every which way.
Well, and they're getting injured every week. JJ Watt last week.
Yeah, but Kyler Murray getting hurt in the last play of the game when he drives him down the field, it's a miracle drive. It's exactly what you need if you're going to win the MVP. You need big time wins, statement wins, prime time against Green Bay, against Aaron Rodgers, who's playing out of his mind. That was a perfect drive. The game was wishy-washy in the first half. That's exactly what you need if you're going to win the MVP. And for AJ Green to just not turn around, like not expect the ball. Just shows you everything you know about AJ Green. He's been a bum for 5-6 years.
Oh,
he sucks.
Man.
His career's over.
Jeez.
He's got COVID. He's probably going to be done for the year. He's going to get hurt somehow. He's hurt every year. He's not even expecting the ball. That tells you all you need to know about AJ Green. So
that's some take. I think AJ Green is an amazing wide receiver. I think he was able to establish a great career. With no quarterback. What are you talking about? He never had a quarterback. Now he finally does. He did have a miscommunication on that block. Inexcusable. So I'm assuming you're going with San Francisco here.
Arizona all the way.
Ooh.
-2.5. -2.5. San Francisco's not good. If you look at who they've beaten this year, it hasn't really been anyone too impressive. Divisional game. Arizona needs to win. They need to bounce back after a tough, heartbreaking loss. I just don't think San Francisco is very good. Seattle's really not too good. So it's really coming down to Arizona and the Rams in this division, which is another call I had to start the beginning of the year. I have the under in Seattle and
Blitz Boy.
Yeah, Blitz Boy, all that stuff. So I hate them. So I'm happy they suck. But yeah, it's coming down to Arizona and the Rams, and the Rams have been looking good. So Arizona needs to keep pace. So I like them in this one to cover 2.5. Who do you like in this one?
I'm rolling with San Francisco here, man. I think San Francisco is a little desperate, to be honest with you. Home team getting points. George Kittle coming back. This team is completely different with Kittle. And honestly, you can just see at this point from every single Shanahan offense and every branch from them, like including the Jets at this point, including the Packers, it's different when the tight end is involved. It just is different. And when Kittle's
especially
in there,
one his caliber too.
Exactly. He's just a game changer. So I like San Francisco in this spot. I see Arizona having a letdown after last week. Like you're still pissed about AJ Green and that play.
Last week was the letdown.
I'm saying you're still pissed about that. Like think about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're still reeling off that. And if he's injured on top of that, if they have COVID running through, COVID didn't just start there. Everyone, it's been rolling in there for a while. So
Yeah, and Kingsbury had a couple weeks ago. The other thing too to talk about with Arizona is Hopkins. Hopkins has been banged up all season long. He's barely practicing. He played the first half. I think he came back in the second half, but then I don't know if you saw afterwards, there's articles about the team told him he's not going back in. He went back in anyway. So now the team's pissed at him. And he went in. I mean, he caught the ball for, he caught like a 20-yard reception, and then he came out because he got more injured.
Sure,
the team was like, that's exactly why we didn't want you to go in. And
Yeah.
like that causes problems between
that.
you and the team. So that's something to
Like,
monitor
you're not in
too.
Houston anymore, bro. You can't just do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. Like we're trying to contend for a real season here. So that's something to monitor too. I mean, he's obviously gonna play because he's the best wide receiver in the league, but is barring his injury. So
dude, Murray
got to keep up on that. Yeah, he barely practices.
He hasn't, and neither did D-Hop.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's the news there. I'm riding with San Francisco. And honestly, just to close it off in a nice buttoned up way, let's just do the last 4 o'clock. And honestly, as we started off at the top of the key, I can't get Philly right anyway.
I love seeing this.
So I'm just going to throw this out there. We got the Chargers at Philly. I'm just riding with Philly. All the stats that I've read about the Chargers, especially their run defense, is just horrific. It's just absolutely atrocious.
And that's what Philly likes to do. They like to run the ball.
All Philly does. Forget what they like to do.
Fact.
That's literally,
True.
they don't know how to do anything else. So just based off that, I can't go into any more analysis on the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm just wrong on them every week. But all I know is the Chargers cannot guard the run. The Eagles, all they can manage to do is run the ball. Give me Philly at home. That's all I got. What do you got?
Yeah, Philly plus 1.5 at home. That's a pretty good bet. I'm happy to see that because I have the Chargers in this one. I think they're gonna have to get back after it. They started out hot and they have not looked good the last couple of weeks. I know they had a bye week slipped in there, but they need to get rolling here. They need to get it going. So I think Philadelphia, they're 3-5, but they're kind of towards the lower end of that middle of the pack, NFL team. So I think the Chargers take a step here, get a nice win, move to 5-3. And get back to contending for the division, get back to, playoff aspirations here. So I think their defense, I know their defense is good at stopping the run, but when a team like Philadelphia, who's just so one-dimensional, you have to be able to stop it. So it's not like these teams where they could throw and run, but
they can't stop it. The Chargers legitimately cannot stop it. that's the only thing.
What's his name? Herbert hasn't looked that crazy the last couple of weeks too. I don't know if he's banged up a little bit. Excuse me, or if people are kind of figuring him out a little bit, but first couple of the games of the season, like I had a really big bet on Washington week 1, which I don't know what I was doing. It worked, but
you believed in their defensive line.
Yeah, it's true. It was before we all knew Washington sucked. So, so I was watching that. I was watching every snap of that game, and Herbert was just walking people down the field. I mean, it was unbelievable the first couple of weeks how good he was. So I think he's going to get it going here. I think Philadelphia is a nice secondary to beat up a little bit if you're passing the ball. So give me Chargers only minus 1.5. I'll take that. Chargers minus 1.5 in the 4 o'clock game.
Okay. The biggest injury concern is Asante Samuel Jr. hasn't practiced for the Chargers in their secondary. On the Eagles side, Fletcher Cox hasn't practiced, but I didn't see anything about him. The only real articles about him are just regarding that he was supposed to get traded and it didn't work. So I assume he's going to play, but I'm not really sure too much there. It's the 4 o'clock window. You have a huge 1 o'clock slate. So it's going to be really on the come down. It's supposed to be the Green Bay Kansas City show. Unfortunately, it won't be. Do you have any best bets in the 4 o'clock?
Nope. We talked about one, didn't we? I have Arizona.
Arizona's one of your best bets. Oh man, yeah. I didn't realize that.
Yep, Arizona's the best bet for me. Like I said, I think this is a divisional game, and they just need to get back to being dominant. This is so all right. So right for this. So this week, I'm not sure how we're gonna do this. I have 4 best bets, and the reason why is because they're contingent on Dak Prescott and Kyler Murray playing.
Okay.
So last week I did like if Dak Prescott doesn't play for Dallas, don't count Dallas as a best bet. Count the Giants. Either way, both of them won, which is unbelievable. But I only counted the Giants. I didn't count Dallas. So if Dak Prescott doesn't play, I have a backup one. and it looks like he's gonna play. So again, Kyler Murray, if he doesn't play,
I
I
think
have
he's
a
gonna
backup
play
one
as
as
well.
well.
I don't know if
So,
Kyler's gonna play. I honestly,
I don't know
to be
either.
honest with you, if I were to put money on it, I would say he's gonna sit.
I think so too. So that's why I have a backup one just in case.
Okay, that's fair.
If they both end up going, if they both end up going, then just disregard the backup one.
Okay, that's fair. All right, well, I'm getting a little FOMO here, so I'm gonna start with the 1 o'clock slate and give you one of my best bets.
Wait a second. Can we get the big game out of the way?
Uh-oh.
Can we get the big game out of the way?
What's the
Can
big
we get
game?
back Thursday night Jets?
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
Thursday night Jets. Let's do that. So the game hasn't started yet.
For us, it hasn't started, but if you're listening now, it's over.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So that's why we were kind of pushing it a little bit and not really starting off with it. So you don't.
Do you want to do that at the end instead?
Yeah,
Let's do it at the end. Yes, I like that.
Let's do it at the end.
I like that.
Yeah. So we're going with the 1 o'clock slate, and I'm jealous that you're talking about your best bets over here. So I'm gonna go into my first best bet.
Okay.
And I could not be more confident about this. I don't understand. It's you know how we have the mixes between the what am I missing and the best bets. My first game that I want to talk about on the 1 o'clock slate. What am I missing, bro? Seriously, tell me why New England is only -3.5 at Carolina, and Carolina doesn't have a quarterback. It's not even Sam Darnold. Like if it was Sam Darnold, I feel like it should be -7.
Are we sure Sam's not playing?
Well, he hasn't practiced yet. He's concussed.
Yeah.
We don't know. Rule said he's very limited. He also called McCaffrey very, very limited. So I don't know what this all means, right? We're sitting here on Thursday. To me, I'm not even being a Sam Darnold hater. You know I like Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Versus Bill Belichick,
good.
I cannot hate a quarterback more than Sam Darnold. So
Bill Belichick's been like, I've been fucking this guy up for years now, and we can
Bill Belichick. He like his whole calendar must have been highlights this year. Like you know how like you circle one game, he's like circling Tom Brady, circling the Jets twice. He has like
2 weeks. He doesn't really care about that much. Yeah. Everything else, he's like revved up and ready to go.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. And not only that, we have this Stephon Gilmore revenge game, which was a material change last week. He was added to Carolina finally. He's pissed. So I get that point of it that he's gonna ball out, but Mac Jones is not gonna throw to him. Belichick's gonna be like, yo, wherever Stephon Gilmore is, you just run it. Or you just don't throw to Jacoby Myers that play. That's very, very simple.
Jacoby Myers, by the way, doesn't score, so it doesn't matter. Just cover him all the way. And apparently he hasn't scored ever.
No touchdowns, just receptions. Well, Mac Jones, he doesn't really throw to receivers. Just kind of find some gimmicky stuff to the tight end, some running back stuff, or as I like to call it, James White nonsense. But he's out, and they're just filling it in with other people.
Yeah.
But for me,
so to your point about what am I missing? Why it might be 3.5? The only way it's 3.5 in my mind is because your Vegas is saying like it's too early in the week to know, but they're betting on Sam Darnold, Christian McCaffrey, Shaq Thompson, and Stephon Gilmore all playing. So if they're all playing and they're all healthy, which by the way, you called it, right? Shaq Thompson, he came back last week, interception right away.
Bro, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's just some players that I just like when I watch these games, like I rewatch the games I'm watching, I'm like, who is that guy and why is he unbelievable? Like just to kind of throw it off and maybe a little bit of a teaser, because we're gonna have a basketball show coming up soon, a gambling show. I'm a league pass addict, NBA league pass addict. I'm sitting up at 10:30. Start time for the Sacramento Kings New Orleans Pelicans game. I'm watching Devontae Grant. Dude, Devontae Grant doesn't even go to timeouts. Like, how can I ever bet the Pelicans again? He doesn't go to the timeouts. He just stands outside. Like, there's certain things that you just catch, right, by actually watching the games. And one of those things to me, getting back to it, is Shaq Thompson. When Shaq Thompson's on the field, it's just a different ball game, man. It really is. So that's why, like, I have to take New England -3.5. If Darnold gets in there, I like it even more. If PJ Walker's in there, like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, C-Mac is just coming off a hamstring. He's not going to have the 30%, carry rate or play rate that he usually has. I cannot see how New England doesn't actually smack Carolina in this game.
You talked me into it. I had Carolina in this one. I'm switching to the Pats.
Dude, you cannot bet on Sam Darnold against.
And it's just like you said, even if he does play, like he's going to get smoked by Bill Belichick again. Patriots looked really good last week.
And they're getting, by the way, they're getting no love. Like
Yeah.
I hate talking about this. You have the Jets background. I have a Jets background. The Patriots are a lot better than people are talking about. Like Mac Jones. He is what they need him to be.
I already have them to win the Super Bowl. I think I might put another bet in now just
Win the
to
Super
juice it up a
Bowl.
little bit to win the Super Bowl.
I just got them
them
into the division.
I had them over 10.5 wins too, which is like I might put that bet in again too, because now the odds are probably even crazier. But yeah, that's an alternate over I liked. But we'll see. I like the Pats too. I think they looked great last week. I think Carolina has just done me wrong. I mean, I try to stick with them. They're 4-4. You know,
they're gonna pick it up. Actually, to be honest with you, if there's a way to like take Carolina in the second half of the season, I think they're about to go off. To be honest with you, I think that Darnold's gonna get healthy.
We said that 5 weeks ago, and they've been 1-4.
But then they got hurt. Then C-Mac got hurt. And then they had some weird stuff. And then their cornerback got hurt. Their rookie Horn, who was a beast. Now they got Gilmore back
out for the year.
C-Mac coming back. Thompson's getting healthy. Darnold figuring it out. I think I keep Carolina in your head, but not this week. Not this week.
Okay, I like that.
All right, so let's go to, I would say, the stinkiest game of the week. Let's just let's take it down a notch a little bit.
Oh, I know which game we're going to.
You have to know. It's the 1-7 versus 1-7 Houston Texans at Miami Dolphins, which honestly, from what I can remember, complete eye test. I feel like, first of all, they play every year, and I feel like they're usually good games. Right? The Houston versus Miami game, and this was supposed to be the Deshaun Watson Bowl, which I think is pretty funny. Is Tyrod Taylor playing?
I don't know. I think so.
I think so too. It hasn't been official yet, so I want to know if you had any insight. They have not announced it. I know that for a fact.
I know we were expecting him last week, and it didn't happen. So
he's not even on the injury report. So that's why I don't know really what's going on there. You know what I mean? I don't know what that means. I don't know if because he was inactive and they don't have to put him on yet. I don't really know.
Play last week? They just put Davis Mills in at the end?
No, he did not play.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he did not play. But it looks like he's going to play this week.
All-time cover by them last week, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Be down 38 or 37 and score 21 unanswered to cover.
I would be so sick if I bet against them last week.
It would be inexcusable. That's twice, by the way. That's twice. If you remember infamously and people that gamble remember this, when Todd Gurley went down going into the end zone to cover that game. Can't forget. Can't forgive. Can't forget. So the Rams have been dead to me since then. They're still dead to me. Todd Gurley's dead to me. But
can I just say something funny real quick? Because, again, we're Jets fans, so we can't get away from it. Last week, Michael Carter, our rookie, trying to do the same thing in the same vein. Dude, just get the first down.
Dude, yeah, just play football. Stop overthinking. Just play football, people. Like, it drives me crazy.
Not all the time do you go down early. Sometimes getting the first down and going out of bounds is worth it. But we digress. Here, I got to go Houston, man. I think Miami is legitimately the second worst team, the third worst team in the NFL this year after the Lions and Jacksonville.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, I mean, I love it as a Jets fan to see Miami be this bad, especially because a lot of people, even I kind of like Miami going into the season and taking the next step, yada, yada. They trade away their first round pick. So they don't even get this awesome pick. I hope they get the first overall pick because they had
all the picks last year.
Yeah. And they traded them all for Jalen Waddle, which I'll never understand, but okay.
He had a good game.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he's not like a top end wide receiver. He's okay.
Yeah, I feel you. I think that everybody's down on Houston for obvious reasons, but especially recently because they traded Ingram. That doesn't matter at all. Burkhead is fine. David Johnson is fine. They're okay in that aspect. I like Houston 6.5 if you have to take this game.
I like Houston 6.5 as too. Miami's just too bad of a team to be giving 6.5 points. It's insane. Yeah. So I like Houston as well.
All right. Let's go into, since we mentioned them, another stinker team. And, Greg, we might have to get your insight if you're getting a little nervous here on our Jets versus Jacksonville bet. I'm a game ahead, but they still play each other at the end of the year. I feel like it's baseball over here. We're like in the baseball division, Jets and Jacksonville, between you and I. But this week we got Buffalo minus 14.5 at Jacksonville. So Jacksonville's at home, catching 2 touchdowns in a hook. I mean, you go Buffalo every week, so I assume you're going Buffalo here. But what do you got in this game, man? It's your Jacksonville Jaguars.
You're talking about Jacksonville, and I agree with you. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm willing to admit it. I was wrong.
I didn't
Jacksonville
know that was
Jaguars
coming.
stink.
I did not know that was coming.
Hand up. I don't know what to say. They stink. They're not going to cover this game. They're going to lose by 3-4 touchdowns. This might be the game that Urban Myers actually gets fired. I don't know if it's going to happen, but Jacksonville's going to get smoked by Buffalo.
You're not a big Agnew guy?
No, Buffalo's the best bet for me. They're going to kill these guys.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Especially because last week I thought Buffalo was going to kill Miami, and they played okay. They covered, but not like I thought they were going to. So I think Buffalo is going to come out steamrolling. Jacksonville had a bye week, and then they played against the Seattle team with Geno Smith, and they looked like they were playing a different sport. Like they're unbelievably bad.
That was so easy. That was my best bet. I wish I could have quadrupled best bet in that game. That was so easy. Coming off a win in London bye week, the Jacksonville Jaguars must have had like a whole ocean like full of no pressure. You know what I mean? Like that's how much release off their shoulder. Like they're ready to go. They don't care anymore. They want at this point. Isn't it in their benefit to lose and get a better draft pick and get Urban Meyer out of here? Like the guy brought in Tim Tebow. He brought in that coach earlier. Forget all like the personal scandals. Like and forget the fact that he stinks as a coach. Like he has no trust in that locker room.
And he's just shown, like you said, he's just shown time after time he makes terrible decisions. Between the coach that he brought in, Tim Tebow bringing him in, the decisions he makes off the field is just
it's tough.
There's just no point. There's no point. You can bring in.
I
bring in guys like Bisecchia and stuff, and like from the Raiders, like real NFL coaches, and just have a real team. So maybe, not this joke.
Yeah, or maybe the offensive coordinator from Kansas City finally gets a chance. Be enemy.
Yeah, and honestly, that could be for sure. But I'm still kind of pissed they got rid of Doug Marrone. Like, what was he doing wrong? He was fucking.
I know.
He was trying to water with a terrible team.
Look what he did with Minshew. That's a great point.
Yeah, Minshew's not even on a team anymore. He's like not even playing anymore.
I know. And James Robinson looks like he can't do anything. He's injured this week.
Yeah,
which is a big problem for Jacksonville. But
he went to the AFC Championship or the AFC semifinals divisional game with Blake Bortles. Like, well, why would you get rid of guys like that? It makes no sense to me.
I know.
That's more of an indictment on the GM than the head coach.
Yeah, and Blake Bortles now back
give me
up
Doug
in
Marrone.
Green
Give me
Bay.
the bologna sandwiches. I love Doug Marrone.
I love that. All right, I'm gonna roll with you on the 14.5 to double digits again. It's a one of two double digits, and the other one's the Jets. I'm obviously taking the Jets. We'll get to that at the end. Yeah. So
you can't tell by our backgrounds who we like in that one.
You've been calling me a crazy person for 8 weeks. I'm obviously taking them 10.5 in prime time. But we'll get to that in a bit. I'm gonna ride with you on Buffalo here. I don't love it. I kind of feel the same way I feel about Houston in this. Like Houston and Buffalo kind of on the same level with me. Just like if you have to bet it, bet it. Let's go to another game like that where it's kind of like for me is if you have to bet it, bet it. And I'm curious as to how do you feel about that? That's the Vegas Raiders at the New York Giants. We got the New York Giants here at home catching three in a hook.
Yeah.
I know there's the Henry Ruggs news, which is absolutely terrible. Like we don't like unreasonable to put yourself in that position, and
it's disgusting.
Horrible for that family, and honestly, the mental injury that he sustained, post, sitting there with that car on fire. I can't even imagine, how he is anymore. And hopefully he becomes all right. Hopefully that girl's family is also okay. But back to football. Or actually, keep staying off the field. Not in the same vein, but the Giants all have COVID, right? And they all have negative COVID, stuff that has nothing to do with football, right? Like let's just stick with that. Like they all have a bunch of their running back coach has a positive, but Joe Judge kind of alluded today that the whole team has a bunch of false positives, and they all tested negative today or something, but they still haven't practiced. So a lot of like off the field weird stuff going on for both teams. So I'm not sure if that cancels each other out. I feel like the Giants one is way worse because they're literally losing players and not practicing. The Vegas just has like a mental thing. And to be honest with you, Derek Carr did very well talking about it. Like I will almost run through a wall for Derek Carr. Like I have to listen to him. So maybe he could, pull the troops together. There's no head coach. So he's been rolling with them. I don't know. That's just the off the field stuff that I got for this game, because I don't know if I would really touch this game. Also, you have like the Giants stink at home, right? Yeah. So there's just so much going on here. If I like for our purposes, I'm taking Vegas -3.5. I don't really have a read on this game per se. I mean, in general, obviously Vegas 5-2, Giants 2-6. This line should be 9.5. you know what I mean?
Yeah. This is one of my missing game of the week because I really don't understand it. So when I first put it down, I was like, all right, Vegas easy. Because they've had this Pasecchia guy in here. He started crying. They won 2 games in a row. Yeah. And I'm like, well, this guy's red hot, but now he's had a bye week. So, like, does that fade in the bye week? I don't know what does crying in the bye week. How does it?
I need crying bye week stats.
Yeah, I need someone to figure it out. Like, when you cry before a bye week, does it transfer after the bye week or does it kind of lose its luster? I don't really know how it works. So, at first I was like, all right, Las Vegas. But I was like, oh, well, they had a bye. So, the Giants played an incredible game against the Chiefs. Easy cover because the Chiefs suck. So now they're going home. They're getting a little hot. They're getting a little healthier. Hopefully Tony, however you say his name's out there more. It was weird that he was on like a snap count. Hopefully they get Saquon back this week, but chances are it's probably not going to happen. Yeah, so.
And Shepard.
Shepard's out. Is what's his name coming back? It's the other thing with the Giants. They're all
Galloway's out.
Yeah, but somehow they're still competitive in every game.
They give it to Slayton, bro. Slayton gets something going.
Yeah, Evan Ingram somehow still on the team.
Finally,
I don't know how that happened.
Came back. He came back last week. Finally got him on the board.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be one of those things where he came back, caught like 2 balls, and then they benched him because they were gonna trade him, but that ended up not happening. So I like the Giants in this one, +3.5 at home. My initial thought was Las Vegas, but then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? Let's move it to the Giants +3.5 at home. They looked good last week. I think they looked okay the week before, if I'm not losing my mind. So yeah, they beat the Carolina at home 2 weeks ago. So
I officially changed my bet.
Really?
I have a material change for you.
Okay.
The public is 88% of the money on Vegas and 75% of the bets on Vegas.
Giants all the way. You might have just made this a best bet for me.
I now see why it was what am I missing? This makes no sense. I have to take the Giants here.
And you said it should be 8 or 9 points. There's a reason. There's a reason why they're doing that.
Yeah, no, I have to take the Giants here. Sorry, I don't get it. They didn't practice that. Public is insane. Again, I would not touch this game if I had to. Go and changing it. I'm taking the Giants. Are you riding the Giants as well?
Yeah.
Best bet?
No, not a best bet because I already have 4. This is my what am I missing? This is my what am I missing?
Fair enough. All right, man. Should we do it? Should we go to the everyone talking about the undefeated? Well, not anymore. Arizona Cardinals. No one's talking about the undefeated against the spread Dallas Cowboys, bro. They're undefeated against the spread, dude. That's unbelievable. Nobody's talking about that. Now this week we got
people
Denver.
Aren't real gamblers.
But we're just talking about Dallas is impressive, really impressive in the beginning. Then they had Rush, who went insane last week. Now this week they got Denver +9.5 at Dallas, man, at Jerry World, and your boy Prescott coming back. What do you like?
Easiest bet of my life. Dallas -9.5.
Really?
We talked about it for 3 or 4 weeks now. Denver was a fraud 3-0. I was wrong about that. You jumped on it early. I think you took Vegas that first game after they.
I hate Denver. They have no quarterback. I've been saying
you were 100%.
Them in Atlanta. They've been driving me nuts. Whoever liked Denver and Atlanta before the season still drives me nuts. Like I don't know. I just don't like you if you like them preseason.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater, while he's great covering the spread, he's been banged up. They traded Von Miller because of Halloween parties or whatever weird stuff they had going on.
What a weird story.
Year after year. I don't know what's going on with Von Miller's Halloween parties, but I got him shipped off to Vegas, to LA.
Every year is something different. This guy's Halloween parties.
Yeah. People are getting kicked off the team because of it. He's getting traded because of it. It's like, Jesus.
He's Venmo requesting people. Who knows what's going on?
Yeah, he's like shaking people down for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I don't know. I think it's a weird thing. I like Dallas -9.5. I think the offense just rolls. Defenses look much improved this year. They're home. Dak Prescott's back. I mean, they even looked okay last week with Who was the backup
Rush.
quarterback that played?
Cooper Rush or
Yeah,
Brandon
Cooper
Rush, one of those two names. Yeah.
All-time quarterback name, Cooper Rush. Prescott comes back. I think they
Who's
take,
Brandon Rush?
I think it was
Lakers.
Cooper.
I know Lakers
Yeah,
guard.
he's basketball guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dallas -9.5. This is the best bet for me. So far, I got Dallas, Buffalo, Arizona, and then I got a backup one in case one of these guys doesn't play. But it looks like Prescott's playing. He said he's good to go today. So it's really if Kyler Murray doesn't play for Arizona.
All right, I'm riding with Denver. I think Dallas is going to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like they win by 7 touchdown. I just think Denver keeps it close. I mean, the Von Miller situation's baked in, right? Dak Prescott's baked into this number. Everyone hates Denver. There's no way anyone on earth wants Denver in this game. And Dallas is undefeated against the spread. You know who knows that more than anyone? Maybe we don't, but Vegas does. And everyone loves Dallas. It's America's team. They can't stop covering. And I think it's time. Your golden boy quarterback's coming back. The public is all over Dallas. Von Miller is gone from Denver. You know what I mean? It all looks terrible. Even though, personally, paying, finishing the contract for $9 million for a second-round pick and a third-round pick sounds fantastic for me. That's neither here nor there. I don't think that's tanking, but that's neither here nor there. I think it's a good trade. To be honest with you, especially after trading a superstar, this is a classic cover. This is a classic cover game. You know what I mean? They don't have to win.
Yes.
They just have to cover.
If Dallas wasn't so hot, that would definitely be true. The other thing too is like we talk about Vegas trying to go 50-50 every week. Vegas also tries to go 50-50 on every team throughout the year.
Yes.
So to your point about them being 7-0, if they cover this week, they move to 8-0.
It's wild.
You're gonna have to start paying them because Vegas has to get back to 50-50, especially with a team like Dallas, where all the public money, that's like the most public team in America. So they're not gonna lose money all year long on Dallas covering. So
I agree with that. I'm sticking with Denver there. Nothing I can do. Let's move on to, I guess, since we mentioned them, another team that I was appalled that people were talking about being a good team. They're actually one of my teams that I bet on to have the worst record. Not looking so great. I was being a little facetious with it.
Yeah.
But
plus 5,000. It was, it was a long shot.
Yeah. Atlanta 3-4. Plus 5.5 at New Orleans. New Orleans, who's their quarterback? Right? That's a big question, right?
Simeon.
Winston's out. Hill is injured. Now they got Trevor Simeon. I mean, we're Jets fans, man. We know what the new and improved Trevor Simeon looks like, right? From at least our perspective. But what we didn't have was that defense. Where we had DeMario Davis, but we traded him. But otherwise, we did not have this defense, and Kyle Pitts is not going to be activated against his team. Mike Davis is not going to run against his team. As we know, Ridley's out. It's just Gage, bro. Russell Gage against his team. That's it. And Patterson. I don't think Patterson's going to do much against the Saints. It's a division game. Was going to be one of my missing pick of the week, right? When do you ever see a team with no quarterback in a division game favored by almost a touchdown? Like this to me is one of my missings. Like this should be New Orleans plus 5.5, in my opinion, right?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm happy you're on the Saints because I'm on the Saints because I first wrote down this and I said Atlanta easy. Like you said, the Saints have no quarterback. By the way, if you haven't seen the video of Jameis Winston in the locker room after the game, that's why just do yourself a little treat. Watch that video. It was incredible. So I said Atlanta easy, no problem. And then I go back and I look at it more and I end up flipping it because just trying to opposite George myself a little bit on Atlanta. I like Atlanta. Like to your point, I like Atlanta for all the reasons you just said. Divisional game, plus 5.5. The Saints don't have a quarterback. Yeah, they have a defense that's good. It's not, to me at least, I don't think it's like elite defense or good defense, but the offense has been pathetic this year. It hasn't been good. I feel like they've been waiting for Michael Thomas to get back. He's now out for the year. Yeah. So you have Kamara, you have Mark Ingram, and you have Trevor Simeon. That's not really a great recipe for.
I honestly, I love that. I think they're going to run the ball. I think they're going to run the ball. Mark Ingram. I think they're going to run the ball 50 times. No joke.
Yeah, but that makes him one-dimensional. I don't know. And We'll see. So everything screams Atlanta to me, and then because I'm so bad at betting Atlanta, I'm flipping it to New Orleans, which makes no sense because there's no reason why you should be -5.5, even if you're a home team, even if it's a divisional game. You're on your third string quarterback. Yeah. So it's crazy to me, but
I agree.
I'm taking the Saints -5.5.
All right, man. And that leads us to one last game in the 1 o'clock. And this is actually one of my best bets, dude.
Okay.
The Baltimore Ravens coming off a bye week, healthy as hell, -5.5, same spread as the Saints, against the Minnesota Vikings, who I've been all over. All right. Call them. I mean, not really picking them every week, but I picked them last week. I've been calling them covering machines. Dude, they are so injured. It's insane. Kirk Cousins is so bad. It's insane. The only advantage that Minnesota has here is obviously they have Dalvin Cook, which is always an advantage.
Yes.
You never know how good Thielen can be in a day. And with Jefferson, like they could just burn Jimmy Smith. And like, I know the Baltimore secondary has been amazing, but they're leaky, right? Like my cousin's a diehard Ravens fan. So I'm watching every Ravens game. I'm getting all these ridiculous stats that no other humane person should have about the Ravens. Like I know them all. Their secondary is really leaky, but they're also very solid. The biggest problem here, man, and I know it's dumb, is the tight ends. Baltimore cannot guard a tight end, bro. It's really weird. They usually have the best linebackers ever, and it's usually a stat for the Jets that can't guard a tight end. That's usually reserved for us. But they can't guard a tight end. Conklin's been okay. That's the only thing that makes me a little bit worried about the 5.5 part of it. Like maybe just like a 3 or something. But dude, the Ravens are just so good off a bye. I think since Harbaugh joined the team in 2008, they're 9-6. Yeah, just 60% against the spread after the bye. I gotta roll with Baltimore here. This is my best bet. Give me the Ravens off a bye week against the reeling Minnesota Vikings. Like you're talking about Urban Meyer. I'm not gonna call for Mike Zimmer's head just yet, but a couple more Minnesota. Like, I think this is Zimmer's last year personally. But if he has a couple stinkers and he looks like he's losing the team, which could happen in a game like today or this week rather. I can see the Ravens like really like running away with this, and especially with Kansas City down, and we're not going to learn anything from them this week. We're not going to really learn anything from the Patriots this week. Who does that really leave us with in the AFC? The AFC South is all dead. I think that I will tell you right now, take the Ravens for your future right now before it goes up. I would think that this is the week that everyone's going to move on and say the Ravens are the favorites in the AFC.
I mean, they got the Buffalo Bills still, but yeah,
I forgot about the Bills. I forgot about the Bills.
Yeah,
to be fair,
but still, they might be the top 2 teams.
Yeah. Well, remember the AFC? They played each other in the AFC Championship, right? That was a fun one. I could see another repeat of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Or that was a division maybe because of the Chiefs.
Division game. Yeah, Lamar's never won out. Like so, I like Baltimore in this one. I think that they're just a step above Minnesota. Haven't liked Minnesota all year. Yeah. They're one of those weird teams where I feel like they've been like all defense all the time, and they got Dalvin Cook, and we're like, ooh, this offensive stuff's kind of fun. And now they've just been all offense for 3 or 4 years, and now their defense just sucks. Even though they keep investing in defense. So I don't know what happened with Zimmer and kind of losing this defense, but I remember like they had that linebacker Barr, who I think was supposed to come to the Jets. And then backtracked.
Barr, bro. Yeah, oh my God, he just came back. He actually just came back recently. He played well last night. So funny you said that. Actually, I was watching last game, getting ready for this week's Winning Picks Weekly, just like kind of rewatching last week. I just see Anthony Barr all over the screen. I was like, oh,
he was on our team for like 2 hours.
He played us so hard. And he like told us that it wasn't like a secret. He's like, yeah. I just didn't want to come there.
So there was a time like right before that year, the Minnesota defense was great. So since then, that's when we got Le'Veon Bell. So that was 4 years ago now. Like they just haven't had a good defense. Baltimore has a weird offense.
Don't talk to me about Le'Veon Bell, but I mean he's gonna play in this game, so we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, true too. Yeah,
you think that he's gonna real quick? Do you think he's gonna actually be the starter here moving forward? I mean.
Who's the other one they have?
They have They have Latavius Murray and Devontae Freeman. He doesn't really have that much competition. Murray's
hurt though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it really might be Bell like being the bell cow at the end here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Crazy.
I don't know what happened to him besides just getting old, but he sat out for a year, then hasn't been good since. And he's been on 4 different teams. He hasn't played. So, I mean,
Wow.
that would be what if he plays. That's the sixth running back Baltimore's had this year. It's incredible,
And they're
but
still leading the league in running.
yeah, I mean, when you have Lamar, you have Lamar. So I think their
Yeah.
offense is just too dynamic for Minnesota. They're at home. They're coming off a bye. They're 5-2. Like you said, they're contending for the AFC. Only one team gets a bye in these new playoff formats, so they're contending for that. They want that. I like Baltimore in this one. -5.5 to keep it under a touchdown. I like that. So
Yeah.
give me Baltimore.
I like that too. And our last 1 o'clock game, another best bet of mine, another team that's been in the news, and not the team that you think of because they got smacked by Hall of Famer Mike White. That's Cincinnati. I'm talking about the other team who they're versing has been in the news, and that's because of Odell Beckham drama. Who knows his daddy posting videos,
YouTube conspiracy videos.
like it's really tough. And for me, I'm validated a little bit with Cleveland. I hate Cleveland, bro. I hate everything that goes on over there. They nothing against the organization. I hate their football is disgusting to watch. I'm never as excited as everyone else is to get this franchise like off the ground. Like, oh, this is the year. This is it. Who's Freddie Kitchens? He's gonna take us once they got Freddie Kitchens, I was like, all right, I was so off of them. Now they got Stefanski. He impresses sometimes,
Yeah.
but I'm still so off on them, and I'm gonna continue riding that. I also think that maybe last week Cincinnati could have won by 35 points if they caught 3 balls. Literally, they dropped 3 pick sixes and Jamar Chase dropped a touchdown, and they got that stupid rough in the passer or rough. I'm gonna say roughness at the end on Ty Johnson there, which wasn't. I mean, Cincinnati could have legit beat the Jets by 35, even though Mike White had 400 yards and 3 touchdowns and 37 completions. So this to me is the easy bet, best bet. Cincinnati -2.5 at home, bounce back week. Cleveland stinks. Baker Mayfield stinks. Keenum stinks. Doesn't matter. Give me Cincinnati.
I'm with you. This is my backup ancillary best bet. So
Okay.
we have an option. We have a chance. We have a legitimate chance at a double best bet again, which we are 2-0 on the year.
I like that.
So if Kyler Murray doesn't play, if Dak Prescott doesn't play, Cincinnati, I'm with you 100%. This is just too easy. Cincinnati under a field goal at home -2.5, bounce back spot. Cleveland, I like them. I had them go to the Super Bowl. I wish I had Cincinnati instead because I think Cincinnati's defense is just a little bit better. I think Cincinnati's offense is way better, way more dynamic. And Cleveland's just been too banged up. I said early in the year that they have enough players to withstand injuries, but they just have too many injuries and at too many positions all at the same time. So, yeah, I like Cincinnati in this one as well. -2.5.
All right, man. All right. You know where that brings us? Monday Night Football. The Tennessee Titans at the Los Angeles Rams.
Sunday Night Football, yep.
Miller will probably be in there. As we all know, King Henry hurt. I mean, there's news on almost every single team this week. Sheesh, off the field.
Middle of the season, yeah.
Derrick Henry, foot surgery. They got McNichols. They got Adrian Peterson. Oh, sorry. This is Sunday Night Football. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry. Adrian Peterson. What do you got here, man? It's Tennessee plus 7.5.
At first, this made me say, at first I was like, give me the Titans. And yeah, I hate the pick, but give me the Titans.
Yeah.
Because they're going to play offense. Julio Jones is coming back. AJ Brown. I mean, AJ Brown just looked amazing last week. He had a ton of yards, crazy plays. But after thinking about it more, LA Rams all the way. They're going to smoke this team. They're at home. I actually really like the under in this game. I believe I have it on my parlay. No, I don't. Fuck. I like the under in this one.
Okay.
But I like the Rams -7.5. Again, they have to keep pace. Yeah, they have 53.5. Okay, they have to keep pace with Arizona. And I mean, if Kyler Murray's hurt, this is their chance to reclaim first place. So give me LA -7.5 at home against the banged up Tennessee Titans who don't have the King Henry.
I just have to go Titans because of that. I mean, that's baked in. We know that Derrick Henry's baked in.
If Derrick Henry was fully healthy, what would the spread be?
I think it would be -3 Rams.
So it's pretty much a pick 'em because the Rams are home. So
Yeah, because like
I guess that makes sense. I mean, they're pretty even. Titans with
maybe
Titans
5.5.
6-2.
You know what I'm saying? 2 points on the running back, which is like crazy.
Yeah, but it is.
But he's MVP. Yeah, you know, maybe 5.5. 5.5 sounds reasonable here. If it was 5.5, I'll take the Rams. You know what I mean? If it was normal.
Oh, I would say if Henry was healthy, it was 5.5. I'd take Titans money line.
Oh no, dude, I'll take the Rams. Like this is like one of those weird games. You know what I mean? That like Rams by touchdown, no Henry. Nobody wants that to take that pick. Like I'm gambling with this pick. I'm not really football picking with this pick. Obviously, the Rams should smack the Titans, losing their MVP. You know what I mean? It's very easy. Rams best team in the league. The Titans lost the best player in the league. This should be very easy. Seems weird to me. So I'm going to ride with the Titans here. Don't love it, but I'm going to ride with them. Now the Monday night game. Justin Fields, Chicago Bears, +6.5 at the Steelers. What do you got, man?
For me, I absolutely hate this game.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
Disgusting.
I hate that it's Monday night too. I really hate that it's Monday
night. Disgusting that it's a Monday night game. And I've been betting pretty much, I feel like every week on Chicago, saying this is the week. After last week, I just realized like they're a loser franchise, kind of like the Jets have been a loser franchise. So no matter what they have going, like they had every opportunity to win that game 3 or 4 times, and they just
Matt
can't
Nagy
do it.
Is Adam Gase.
Yeah, it really is. So this is for me, Pittsburgh, who I don't like because I don't 6.5. I feel like it's just too much for Pittsburgh because I don't really see the offense like exploding. I don't know if Khalil Mack is healthy. That's a real concern for me because he's
on IR.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew he was hurt. I didn't know he was on the IR.
Yeah, I think he's off for a couple of weeks.
Okay, so then if that's the case, then I have Pittsburgh a little more. This is my hold my nose game of the week because 6.5 is just too much for Pittsburgh. I feel like this is going to be like a 14-12 game. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be low scoring. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tough, but Pittsburgh -6.5. You're hoping for one of those big plays like we talked about last week with Claypool or Johnson to try to get a free 7 points out of it. There's such a different
team with Johnson out there too. It's nuts.
Yeah, and Claypool. Crazy. So I like them both. So give me Pittsburgh -6.5. This is my hold my nose pick of the week. Who do you like in this one Monday night?
I'm like I can I just ride with your same analysis. Like I just hate the Bears so much. And even though I don't like Pittsburgh, I just have to take them because I hate the Bears so much. I cannot bet them. I hate them. It's like betting Adam Gase. It honestly is.
Yeah, I'm with you in that.
Okay, so I'm gonna ride with you Pittsburgh there, which leaves us to it's actually exactly 8:20. Kickoff is literally about to happen for the Jets Colts Thursday night game. You know what I got here, man. I got the Jets +10.5 and the money line and Jets first half anywhere between 1-9 and Jets full game and anywhere between 1-9. Let's go.
Okay.
Go make like $3,000 today on the Jets. And if not, you'll lose like a couple hundred and you'll forget all about it because real football is coming up, college football, basketball. I'm laying like 300 on the Jets, hoping to cash out over here.
I don't have as much on the game, but I do have. I don't have the bands. I have the Jets money line tonight, and I have a player prop, which I don't think I have looked up. But it's like Michael Carter scored a touchdown. Ty Johnson to have over 25 receiving yards. Michael White to score 1.5 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor to have a touchdown, and the hard one is Jamison Crowder to have a touchdown. If those 5 hit, I think that's like +600. So
is that your Hail Mary parlay?
+3,000. No, it's not my Hail Mary parlay, but I do kind of like it. It's gonna be too late for people to bet, so I don't want to give it out as my Hail Mary parlay. But it's like +3,000 is insane. I think it's like $15 or $20 is the most I could bet on it, and it's to win $600. It's ridiculous.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
For this one too, Jets +10.5. Absolutely love it. Did you give out a hold your nose pick?
I was about to say my hold your nose pick of the week. We got to put it out there is the Giants. +3.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's run through because, like we said, Jets game starting up. Let's get these. I want to give these people these teasers and these parlays because, again, I hit my parlay, so I'm up on the year on that. We need John to hit one here in these next couple of weeks. Still half the season to go, so there's plenty of time. But We need to get one from you, and then also we need to get back on the teaser train. I think I'm down $520 on the teasers. You're down $200 on the teasers. We've each hit one, but can we get something going? Do you have something for a teaser or Hail Mary? Or you want me to go first with these?
I mean, I got the easiest teaser of all time. I got the Jets
Okay.
plus 10.5, but it's going to be a little too late for you.
Yeah.
Up to 18.5. I got the Giants to 11.5, both football numbers. And then I'm honestly not going to go too crazy. So I'm only going to add one more team, and I'm going to do it. I'll add two more teams, and they're both against my will in a way that it goes against my philosophy. I'm going to tease New England down past the 0 from 3.5, and it's not going to be a football number, so that's terrible. It's a terrible tease, but I'm taking it. And also with Baltimore, make them down to -2.5. Terrible tease. If you want to add that half point, get it to 3. If you want to add, a point and a half to New England to get that to a number 2, you can do that. It makes you comfortable. That's my teaser of the week.
Okay. I like that. I'm doing something a little different this week. I'm going and I'm doing the same thing for my teaser and my parlay. So you're teasing it and you're parlaying it, maybe half unit on each. And this way, if you hit the teaser, you're making money. And then if you do really well, you hit the parlay. The parlay is juicy. It's plus 4,900. So that would be a come up. But I'm doing the under mania. Starting to get a little cold. Starting to switch into that. Some of these games are going to be a little chillier than expected. It's cold out now up in New York where we are. So I'm going under. I don't have it up in front of me, though. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm actually not doing that for the teaser. Sorry. I'm doing the regular teaser. I'm just doing spreads. I'm taking, again, it's a little late because I have the Jets in here, but I'm doing Buffalo Bills from 14.5 to 9. The Bengals plus 2.5 to plus 3, which goes to the 0. So I know you don't like that. The Houston Texans plus 6.5 to 12. The Jets plus 10.5 to plus 16. And the Ravens down from -6 to -0.5.
Okay, cool.
That
All
five
right,
leg
I like
that 5 leg teaser is plus 400.
I really like that, actually. It's very similar to mine, too. It's nice.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's 5.5 points. So again, on some of these sites, you can adjust it. So it's not the craziest teaser. It's plus 5.5 points. And this way you get a little bit more odds on it. So I think normally it was like 6 or 6.5 points or 7 points. And it was like plus 180 or plus 200. I dropped the points a little bit, got it up to plus 400. I like that. And for my Hail Mary parlay, this is what I really like. So this is all unders. And I absolutely love it. It's going to be the Bears and Steelers under 40, the Chargers and the Eagles under 50, the Patriots and the Carolina Panthers under 41, the Bills and the Jaguars under 48.5, Tennessee Titans and the Rams under 53. Remember, it's a fast field, but it's fast for the defense as well in LA. So that's going to be an under. And the Browns and the Bengals under 47. I think all of these teams have good defenses. I think all of these are going to be close, tight games. I don't think any of these offenses really, I think are going to be like super high powered, except for the Buffalo Bills. And for that one, I just don't think the Jaguars are going to be able to score a ton. So I don't think the Bills are going to be putting up 40 points on the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that right there is 100 to win 4,900. If you hit that, I mean, you're up like $7,000 with my Hail Mary parlays. So under mania for the Hail Mary parlays this week. Teasers, just normal teaser plus 400, nothing too crazy. And let's have a good week.
All right. For my Hail Mary parlay, I'm going easy this week, man. Just take it easy. Take the Baltimore money line, take the Buffalo money line, take New England money line, take Cincinnati money line, take New Orleans money line, and that's it. Just chill. Just win. Just win this week. That's all.
Win.
We just want to win this week. You're teasing me. I can't hit a Hail Mary parlay. I agree with you. Oh man, Mike White just threw almost pick off a flea flicker, but we're okay. Right. We're alive. What
are the odds on that? Do you know? Is it sick?
I don't know.
6-teamer?
I don't have it right now, but I will get it. I'll tweet it out.
Yeah,
I'm just a little distracted by the Jets, man.
Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Nick's Jets, etc. is the mothership. They have everything there. We're on the YouTube channel, Winning Picks Weekly. We have our own Twitter handle, Winning the letter P Weekly. We're tweeting, we're interacting. Let us know what you guys like this week. Again, do you want to run through our picks real quick? Just to
let's
finish
get
us
out of
off?
here on the picks. Yeah, let's get as tradition is.
Yes.
We'll start with the Thursday night. Jets plus 10.5 at Indy.
Jets plus 10.5.
Me too. Cleveland at Cincinnati. Cincinnati minus 2.5.
Cincinnati minus 2.5.
Me too. Denver plus 9.5 at Dallas.
Dallas best bet minus 9.5.
Yeah, I'm kind of almost holding my nose and taking Denver here.
Yeah.
Houston plus 6.5 at Miami.
Houston minus 6.5 or plus 6.5.
Same. Atlanta plus 5.5 at New Orleans.
I like Atlanta, so I'm taking New Orleans minus 5.5.
I love that. I'm taking New Orleans here. Nice divisional foe. Makes no sense. What am I missing here? And then we got Las Vegas minus 3.5 at the Giants plus 3.5. A little bit of a what am I missing here? A little bit of a hold your nose.
Yeah, I like the Giants plus 3.5.
Okay. You got New England minus 3.5 at Carolina. Best bet. I got New England. What do you got here?
I'm with you, New England.
All right. We also got the double best bet on Cincinnati.
Let's
not forget that. Picks. No. We just Denver's off. Let's keep going. We got Buffalo at Jacksonville. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of tailing you here. You got me on the double-digit Buffalo spreads. Probably going to lose this one, but I'm on Buffalo.
Best bet. Buffalo best bet for minus 14.5. Let's do it.
We got Minnesota at Baltimore minus 5.5. Best bet for me.
Baltimore for me as well. Minus 5.5. I'm with you.
All right. Well, we're opposite here, of course, and this is to your luck. You got the Chargers minus 1.5 at Philly. Philly plus 1.5. I'm riding with Philly. I'm sorry, Philly fans. I just had to do it.
I like the Chargers minus 1.5.
Can't stop the run, bro. I have to do it. It's my football brain. I cannot get over it. I can't get past that fact. The COVID Green Bay Packers at Greg's uncoverable Kansas City Chiefs. What do you got?
They get the cover this week, Kansas City.
Got to bring them all the way down to a pick 'em for Greg to take them. I love to see it. We got Arizona Cardinals, another COVID team at San Francisco. Kittle coming back plus 2.5.
I like Arizona minus 2.5.
We're opposite here too. Ooh, yep. I'm opposite on your best bet. I got San Francisco plus 2.5. Don't you fret. You have some making up to do here. Titans plus 7.5 at Rams. I don't understand why I'm taking the Tennessee Titans here. I'll never understand it, but I'm taking it. Give me the Titans plus 7.5.
Rams minus 7.5.
And in this game, dude, there's an absolute stinker of a Monday night. I don't know what anyone was thinking here. Chicago at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh needs to win by a touchdown, minus 6.5. Give me Pittsburgh because I cannot bet on Matt Nagy / Adam Gase / you know what it is.
Yeah, I'm with you. Pittsburgh minus 6.5 is my hold my nose pick of the week.
Love that. All right, guys. You know where to find us. Material changes. There's been material changes, right? The Green Bay Packers jerseys, a literal material change. The Dolphins are always on that list for material changes. What do we have last week? Gilmore coming back at the end here. We have COVID stuff to look forward to. We have Carolina quarterbacks. Keep up with us. Winning P Weekly Twitter account. Sign on the subscribe, like, hit the thumbs up on the Knicks, Jets, etc. YouTube. That's Knicks, Jets, etc. You'll find the Jets, you'll find the Knicks, and you'll find the gambling playlist.
Yep. We're on the Winning Picks Weekly playlist there. And also, too, if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, you can take us on the go. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're on all the podcast platforms.
Google, Spotify, name it, we
Spotify,
are there.
Amazon Alexa, Stitcher. That's the one that he always throws in there. I forget Stitcher. So again, anywhere there's podcasts, we're there. Follow us, 5-star review. Let us know what you guys feel about us in those comments. We love it, so we appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys next week. Week 10, baby, get into those double digits.
Let's go. I mean, sad, but let's go. Let's go Jets.
Let's go Jets.